Today's session is about standard deviation. Standard deviation. It is the degree of dispersion or the scatter of the data points relative to its mean in descriptive statistics. It tells how the values are spread across the data sample, and it is the measure of the variation of the data points from the mean. Variance. The standard deviation squared will give us the variance. Using variance, we can evaluate how stretched or squeezed a distribution is. First, we shall discuss about calculating standard deviation for ungrouped data, that is when data are in individual series. For calculation of standard deviation for individual series, there are two methods. Actual mean method with the formula sigma is equal to under the root x minus x bar divided by n, and for assumed mean method sigma is equal to under the root summation of d square by n minus summation of d by n the whole square. Coefficient of standard deviation is given by sigma by x bar. Let's understand with an example. We have to find the standard deviation of 10, 12, 13, 15, 20. N is equal to 5. First we have to calculate x bar, sigma x by n, adding all these and dividing by number of observation n, which is 5, we get 70 by 5, solving we get 14, x bar is equal to 14. To put the values in equation we have to find x minus x bar, 10 minus 14 is minus 4, 12 minus 14, minus 2, 13 minus 14 minus 1, 15 minus 14 is 1, and 20 minus 14, 6. Find x minus x bar, whole square, minus 4, 16, minus 2, 4, minus 1, 1, 1, 1, 6, 36. Total of this, sigma, x minus x, whole square is 58. Placing the values in equation for standard deviation, under the root, sigma, x minus x, whole square is 58 and n is 5, solving we get under the root 11.6, which is 3.4. Coefficient of standard deviation is equal to sigma by x bar, 3.4 by 14, that is equal to 0.24. Variance is equal to square of sigma. Sigma is 3.4, square of it is 11.6. Coefficient of variance is sigma by x bar times 100. Sigma by x bar is this, multiplied by 100 is 24%. Now, let's understand how to calculate standard deviation by assumed mean method. This is the formula. Sigma is equal to under the root sigma d square by n minus sigma d square by n. D is equal to x minus a. A is assumes mean. We can assume any of these values of x as assumed mean a. Here, we will assign this middle value as assumed mean a for ease of calculation. 10 minus 13 is minus 3, 12 minus 13 is minus 1, 13 minus 13 is 0, 15 minus 13 is 2, 20 minus 13 is 7. Now, we calculate d square. Square of minus 3 is 9, square of minus 1 is 1, square of 0 is 0, square of 2 is 4, square of 7 is 49. Total of d, sigma d is 5 and sigma d square is 63. Put the values in formulas for standard deviation under the root 63 by 5 minus 5 by 5 whole square, which is under the root 11.6 equals 3.4. For coefficient of standard deviation is sigma by x bar, that is sigma here is 3.4 and x bar, sigma x by n is 14, solving we get 0.24. Variance is square of sigma, that is square of 3.4, 11.6. Coefficient of variance is sigma by x bar times 100, 0.24 times 100 is 24%. By both method, actual mean method and assumed mean method, answer is same. We can use any method, but usually assumed mean method is used if x bar value is in decimal for ease of calculation, as we can assume any of the values of x as assumed mean a. Standard deviation for group data with discrete series. Here we follow assumed mean method, same formula, but as this is group data, here x and frequency f is given. So instead of n we write sigma f, which is sum of all the values of f. D here is x minus a is assumed mean, x bar is a plus sigma fd by sigma f. This is the question, here x and f are given, let's analyze values in x. Here for all these values are repeating at regular interval of 2, but for these two values 7 and 8, the interval is 1, so here, on the whole interval between each observation is not the same. So in such cases we use assumed mean method. Let's see how to calculate standard deviation. We will assume this middle value as assumes mean a. Now d is 5 minus 1, minus 4, 5 minus 3, minus 2, 5 minus 5, 0, 7 minus 5, 2 and 8 minus 5 which is 3. Find the d square, minus 4, 16 minus 2, 4, 0, 2 square is 4, 3 square 9. Find fd, 1 times minus 4 is equal to minus 4, 2 times minus 2 is equal to minus 4, 3 times 0 is equal to 0, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 3 is 15. Total is 15. Find fd square, 1 times 16 is equal to 16, 2 times 4 is equal to 8, 3 times 0 is equal to 0, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 9 is 45. Total is 85. Placing the values in formula for standard deviation is under the root 85 by 15 minus 15 by 15. Solving we get 2.16. Coefficient of standard deviation is sigma by x bar. X bar is equal to a plus sigma fd by sigma f. 5 plus 15 by 15 that is 6. Putting the values here, 2.16 by 6 which is 0.36. Variance is square of standard deviation 4.66. Coefficient of variance is sigma by x bar times 100, which is 36%. In this example, we use step deviation method, same formula, but here we need to multiply with h, which is the class interval. D here is x minus a by h, a assumed mean, x bar is a plus sigma fd by sigma f times h. This is the question, here x and y are given, let's analyze values in x. Here for all these values are repeating at regular interval of 5, so in such cases we use step deviation mean method. Let's see how to calculate standard deviation. Here 60 and 65 both are middle value. We will assume 60 as middle value as assumes mean a. Now d is 45 minus 60 by 5 which is minus 3. 50 minus 60 by 5 which is minus 2, 55 minus 60 by 5 which is minus 1, 60 minus 60 by 5 is 0, 65 minus 60 by 5 is 1, 70 minus 60 by 5 is 2, 75 minus 60 by 2 is 3 and 80 minus 60 by 5 which is 4. When we observe the pattern, d value corresponding to a sign assumed mean will be always 0 and all the d value above it will be decreasing minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 etc. and similarly all the values of d below will be increasing 1, 2, 3, 4 etc. Find the d square, minus 3, 9, minus 2, 4, minus 1 is 1, 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. Find fd, 3 times minus 3 is equal to minus 9, 5 times minus 2 is equal to minus 10, 8 times minus 1 is equal to minus 8, 7 times 0, 0, 9 times 1 is 9, 7 times 2 is 14, 4 times 3 is 12 and 7 times 4 is 28. Total is 36. Find fd square. 3 times 9 is equal to 27, 5 times 4 is equal to 20, 8 times 1 is equal to 8, 7 times 0, 0, 9 times 1 is 9, 7 times 4 is 28, 4 times 9 is 36 and 7 times 16 is 112. Total is 240. Placing the values in formula for standard deviation is under the root 240 by 50 minus 36 by 50 times 8, which is 5. Solving we get 10.35. Coefficient of standard deviation is sigma by x bar. X bar is equal to AE plus sigma FD by sigma F times H. 60 plus 36 by 50 times 5, that is 63.6. Putting the values here, 10.36 by 63.6, which is 0.163. Variance is square of standard deviation 107.12. Coefficient of variance is sigma by x bar times 100, which is 16.3%. Standard deviation for group data with continuous series. In this example, we use step deviation method, same formula, that is we need to multiply with h, which is the class interval. D here is x minus AE by h, AE assumed mean, x bar is AE plus sigma FD by sigma F times h. This is the question. Here class and F are given. Let's analyze values. Here upper limit of all classes are same as lower limit of the consecutive classes, hence are continuous. They have same interval of 5, so in such cases we use step deviation mean method. Let's see how to calculate standard deviation. Series is continuous. We have to calculate mid-value x. Mid-value of 20 and 25 is 22.5. 25 and 30 is 27.5, 30 and 35 is 32.5, similarly, 37.5, 42.5, 45.5. Here 32.5 is middle value, assumes mean AE is 32.5, now D is 22.5 minus 32.5 by 5, which is minus 2, 27.5 minus 32.5 by 5, which is minus 1, 32.5 minus 32.5 by 5 is 0, 37.5 minus 32.5 by 5 is 1, 42.5 minus 32.5 by 5 is 2, 47.5 minus 32.5 by 5 is 3. When we observe the pattern, D value corresponding to assigned assumed mean will be always 0 and all the D value above it will be decreasing minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. And similarly, all the values of D below will be increasing 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Find the D square. Minus 2, 4, minus 1 is 1, 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square 9. Find FD. 170 times minus 2 is equal to minus 340, 110 times minus 1 is equal to minus 110, 80 times 0, 0, 45 times 1 is 45, 40 times 2 is 80, and 35 times 3 is 105. Total is minus 220. Find FD square. 170 times 4 is equal to 680. 110 times 1 is equal to 110, 80 times 0, 0, 45 times 1 is 45, 40 times 4 is 80, 35 times 9 is 315, total is 1340. Placing the values in formula for standard deviation is under the root 1340 by 480 minus 220 by 480, whole square times 8, which is 5. Solving we get 7.936. Coefficient of standard deviation is sigma by x bar. X bar is equal to AE plus sigma FD by sigma F times H. 32.5 plus minus 220 by 480 times 5, that is 30.21. Putting the values here, 7.936 by 30.21, which is 0.2626. Variance is square of standard deviation 62.98. Coefficient of variance is sigma by x bar times 100, which is 26.25%.